And welcome back to Snatch and Run. We are now in the final. It's going to be Snooze Button, who beat the Goofy Goobers 3-0, versus Balanced Diet, who beat Steltide 3-1. I mean, Rachel, all of these games, each of these shifts were incredibly tense, incredibly tight. People died. There were eggs left. There was so much optimization and speed that anything could have happened. But now we have these two teams ready to fight each other.
Yeah, definitely. And like we've mentioned before, like on another day, it could be either team in the final, It's just that Snooze Button and Balanced Diet were the ones that got there, not to the detriment of the other teams, but, they played, they optimized their time better, They got more golden eggs and they've both played excellently so far. Snooze Button hasn't dropped a game yet. Balanced Diet have dropped one game. The final here between these two is going to be a best of 7. So we've had best of 5 up until now. It's going to be best of 7. So at minimum, you're going to see 4 games.
Yeah.
And thank you. You can see the map list here.
We're going to start with Maruna's Bay for game number 1. It's, as we talked earlier, Rachel, it's a rough map to play on. There's this big hallway that is the boat. You want to funnel as many bosses as you can on there. But if you funnel too many bosses, you die. You die. You're absolutely overrun and you're in trouble.
And that's not even talking about the night waves as well. The night waves, you end up playing so differently on this map compared to others because of the layout, because the basket is at the back of the map, So you have to play so cautiously, but if you don't play aggressively, you run the risk of not collecting as many eggs. Maruna's Bay is quite a tricky challenge for overfishers, and I'm very excited to see what wave types we get for these guys.
Yeah, well, I guess we can count our 2 teams down. They are about ready, I think. So we should be able to see things soon. But yes, this is best of 7 because we want to see as much as we can of these 2 teams, and especially for Salmon Run. It's how many different things you can handle that decides what makes a good salmon runner. So we want to see all of these teams on as many different maps as we can.
Yeah, and it's really tricky here. So we've got a bit of a miscommunication here. Snooze Button have gone in, but Balanced Diet haven't. I wonder if Snooze Button can... Or Snooze Button should play, I think.
They can't close the game anyway, so let's...
No, I was thinking maybe Snooze Button should throw quickly, but they've seen the map type, so they should go ahead now, otherwise it's advantageous. So we're going to start with Snooze Button, who are probably going to be about 20 seconds ahead of Balanced Diet. So apologies for that little miscommunication there, but we're still going to see 2 very interesting games here. Snooze Button showing us that the first wave is High Tide Gorillas, with interesting weapons. We've got 2 Julies, a Heavy Edit, and a Stamper. Stamper being one of the best weapons in the game in Salmon Run.
Yeah, it has the DPS, it can handle the lessers, it can handle the bosses, and right now the gorillas are running to the basket to die. And the snatchers are pretty helpful as well. This could be a very, very high egg count.
One of the difficult things with Maruna's Bay, just one of the difficult things, along with many other things, is that the basket area is quite small, especially on high tide. If you go back far enough, you just fall off the boat. You haven't got a space to go or escape to. Gorillas can be really tough if positions are not correct and if cycles are missed. These gorillas need to be brought as close to the basket as possible to optimize quicker and more cleaner egg running. But if a player goes down, like we've just seen for Snooze Button, that can cause some slowness and some cycles to miss. But Snooze Button are recovering really well here. That VR bomb coming in so clutch.
right now. Snooze Button getting past the 70 eggs mark for the first wave. 78 is going to be their score. Balanced Diet know what they need to do now. They have 30 seconds to get all the eggs in the basket, and I mean, that's what matters. In the end of that wave, we see the Booyah Bomb only able to damage one Griller right there, but there's so many eggs by the basket. Rachel, Balanced Diet in a very good spot now.
Balanced Diet have got a lot of eggs to run, and they need to kill this Griller at the basket here to ensure that they've got the freedom here. Minus 25 going down. Can they run the eggs in time? 2 players going down.
Ooh!
68 eggs. Snooze Button taking the first wave there.
Yeah, that's a rough ending, and now we can see that Snooze Button is fighting for the mothership on low tide.
So it does look like this is a random weapon rotation because we've got completely different weapons now. It is Mothership, but we have a Grizzco Slosher, a Pencil, a Slosher Machine, and a Nautilus. These weapons are okay with Mothership. One of the things that we've spoken about before is obviously ink management. Grizzco Slosher is not the best Grizzco weapon for this because it's so ink heavy. You know, you've only got 4 shots per tank. You ideally want something a bit faster that can shoot quicker. The Pencil's really good here, the Machine's really good here, and the Naut is really good here.
Yeah, so I guess the Grizzco Slosher will focus on running the eggs, not something you see that often. But
I was going to say that the Grizzco Slosher is going to focus on using the Crab here. The Crab tank is very, very good for Mothership. For that reason here, you can see on Balanced Diet screen that we've got loads of eggs by basket. Snooze Button have just had a DC. They had a DC, so I think we need to pull in DC rules here. I don't know who DC'd, but
I believe we get a replay. If there's a DC, Balanced Diet will be informed as fast as they can, but they should
throw.
They
should end the game. Yeah, unfortunate here that Snooze Button had a DC on wave 2. I think this is it. Yeah, Balanced Diet have just got the message.
Yep.
So we're going to start this over again. So this is going to be interesting because now both teams are going to know what wave 1 is.
Yeah, and they get extra time. They know, I mean, these teams know how to adapt to any weapon comp very fast. But now they get to discuss a little bit more to be ready. They know exactly, okay, the Grillers will come from here, and we have this and this and this weapon. So I expect the first 2 Grillers to simply disappear absolutely optimally. And then we will see more of these teams.
Yes, I'm just checking that both teams are ready to carry on, and it looks like we've got all 8 players back in the lobby again, and we're going to start the countdown soon.
Yeah.
Hold on, give me a minute, and then hopefully we won't get another DC. Fingers crossed.
All right, teams are ready, and we'll see how it goes. Battle is selected. Teams are pressing A. And yeah, we're getting in.
There we go. We're all together now, actually.
Yeah, that's better.
So we're going to see a more intense countdown. Both teams know the weapons and the wave type for wave 1 and wave 2. So we're going to see better scores now. I guarantee it. Both teams had decent scores for wave 1 for high-tech Grillers, but we're going to see an even better score. So something a bit more exciting. A little silver lining there.
Yeah, let's follow Snooze Button, see what they can do. Everything is painted, and look at that, they're already waiting for the first spawn, running on it and destroying it right away.
So this is what I was saying, I think, in the other Grillers round, is the way to get more eggs in Grillers is to be incredibly aggressive and kill Grillers as they spawn. The more you kill, the more spawn, the more eggs you can get. But it is something that you should really only do with a team and the right comp and the right understanding of where you should position yourself. Both teams here taking extremely aggressive positions because they know where they're coming from. And, Snooze Button here. Going 2 players down. Able to get that Booyah Bomb off at the expense of their life there. They have got some recovering to do here. Balanced Diet will take no doubt will take the lead here, just because they have not had any deaths or any issues here.
This is huge right now. Snooze button. And they knew they needed to take the risk because they knew both teams would take a lot of risk to get as much as they could, especially with these good snatches that are bringing the eggs back to basket. They took a bit too many risks. And
this is the problem with Marina's Bay, isn't it? It's the problem. Once one player goes down, the aggro of the Gorilla will change. It will change to another person. If you were close to that person who went down, it's going to immediately target you as well. And it could be quite scary. Snooze button still with a lead here. Last 10 seconds, we're seeing a lot of egg running from the last Gorillas. This is very neck and neck, these egg totals. What are we going to end on? Oh my god, 80 to 78 with all 4 players on balanced diet dying for that final egg.
It's fine if it's after the wave, no problem. Now, balanced diet, they know it's going to be low tide, but they paint a little bit around the basket before dropping because they know how important paint would be for wave number 3. Right now, we are in mothership.
Gosh, I can't believe how close that Gorilla's wave was, and I can't believe how well Snooze button composed themselves to still take wave 1 there after having that mid-wave catastrophe.
Yeah. They opened so strong by splatting the Gorillas right at the shore. They made sure that one extra Gorilla would spawn because they were splatting it a bit faster than at balanced diet. And right there we see... in the end, it's just 2 eggs separating these 2 teams. So I guess Ink and Speed is going to decide things in this way.
Yes. And as we mentioned before the DC, we're seeing the crab. The crab is so powerful for Mothership because it's able to reach up and over the Mothership and shoot the Chinooks as they spawn. And so golden eggs just rain down on you. The Grisco Slosher can also do this as well on certain maps, but it's much more efficient and faster to do it with the crab.
Yeah, because the Grisco Slosher is incredibly slow and can only fire 4 shots because before having to recharge ink. Meanwhile, the crab tank can destroy the whole Mothership over while getting every Chinook.
You can see the Grisco Slosher is standing where their crab will be best used. You know, this position would have been researched as what's the best position to crab from on low tide Mothership, and that position right there, because look at all these eggs for balanced diet. The eggs are going up again, and it looks like balanced diet take wave 2 here. Optimal crab use.
Yeah, 5 more eggos on that wave 2. These 2 teams are neck and neck, Rachel.
This final wave will determine the winner because obviously, but also it's just the normal tide bay at hazard level. It's not hazard level max actually, just underneath hazard level max. It's quite hard, Marina's Bay normal tide at this hazard. And I recall me, you and Leo speaking about this on the podcast earlier this week. This map isn't great because it does lag at times. You know, the frame rate does suffer. If you leave too many bosses alive on Marina's Bay, you know, not only will you struggle to move around the map for, you know, because you're in danger, but you'll struggle because of lag.
Yeah, lots of things to handle right there. You can get to the basket. You can throw the eggs in the basket from this spot, by the way. If you didn't know, that's pretty important. And
also, I think here the Grisco Brella is struggling, and I think it's better to take their life and run and leave 1 or 2 eggs, unfortunately.
Yeah.
They had too much aggro on them.
Right now, Snooze button. They are taking the risks. You have to give it to them. They're taking a lot of risks to get as many eggs as they can in. Right now, here comes that stickfish above the basket. That is one of the stickfish I hate the most in the game.
Interesting thing that we just saw there. The Grisco Brella using the Booyah Bomb to lure the Steelhead closer. So the Steelhead was aggro to the player with a Booyah Bomb. So Booyahing, getting above them, lured it closer, and they were able to kill 2 enemies at once. Oh my god.
Ooh.
Ooh! A balanced try at 1. But literally in the last frame, they got 1 more egg. What does that mean for the scores?
with latency, that was just in the nick of time.
Balanced
239 to
diet.
243 for Balanced Diet.
Oh my god, guys, well played. Wow.
Incredible.
What do you even say to that? 243 eggs. That's so amazing.
Hey, that's
Yeah.
beating my extra work scores.
Yes. Yeah, and I told you, just the teams being able to see wave 1 and wave 2, they were able to, completely optimize Gorillas,
Yeah,
much better than going in without knowing. And even wave 2,
yeah.
Mothership, they were able to. So close. 239 to 243.
Mhm.
4 egg difference here, and we can look at the waves. And it was wave 2 that did it for them, I think. There's a 5 egg
Yeah,
difference there.
we had 2 eggs difference in wave 1 and 1 egg difference in wave 3.
But
That's
it's because they got 5 eggs more in Mothership that they won that
rubbish.
game. That's crazy. That is, I don't know what to say.
It's all that matters. Every egg counts, and it's big. Let's get back. What is our next map, Rachel?
Oh god, good question. We'll see it on the screen very shortly. It's Bone Rattle Arena.
Yeah, Bone Rattle. We'll see more egg throws. I mean, Balanced Diet. They got game number 1, but as we saw, this is so close between these two teams. And against Bone Rattle Arena, just like Mothership is that kind of map that tests how well you are, how good you are at managing your ink, at throwing the eggs right on the basket and save every little second that you can.
Yeah, and it's also, your position in regards to how you're going to lure things, if you're going to lure things, if you're going to go down and kill things quicker so you can throw eggs as a team. Or, yeah, it's Bone Rattle can be quite tricky in a lot of ways. These guys will not make it look tricky. These guys will make it look so easy.
Yeah, it's hazard level max, doesn't matter to them. And ooh, we see a Blobber to start and a Stamper again.
So we've got a lot of DPS here. This rotation, Pencil, Blobber, Clash Blaster, and Stamper. And again, we see another Gorillas wave. We're seeing Gorillas straight away, High Tide Gorillas. Again, very important that these teams kill these Gorillas as quick as possible and are able to get these eggs off the bottom onto the top.
Ooh.
Unfortunate death for Balanced Diet there. That was really unfortunate timing for them.
These Gorillas at HLM, they spawn and move so fast. It is so hard to get out of their way. They go across the like they touch the wall. You can't get anywhere. And now Balanced Diet bringing the Gorillas to the basket, knowing that they want to run these eggs easily.
Yeah, and we're seeing Balanced Diet a bit. I don't want to say they're not doing well. They are doing well, but they're a bit more chaotic compared to Snooze Button's game here. But that does not mean Balanced Diet won't win here.
Ooh.
It means there's a potential for Snooze Button. But saying that Snooze Button have just lost 2 players. They're quickly revived, but again, that's a huge time detriment.
There's so much risk reward on Gorillas on this map. You're constantly, do I lure it? Do I get it next to the wall? You're constantly making, trying to get it as close to you as you can without dying. And these teams are paying the price right now.
Yeah,
The end. There's still a player down. This button respawning right there. We're going to see 50 eggs between these teams because they lost a lot of players.
So 57 eggs for Snooze Button, 55 eggs for Balanced Diet. 2 egg difference. Crazy. That's very close.
Yeah. That's so close. And we're falling through. This time it's going to be Tornado on this map. This map isn't famous for Tornado.
Yeah, we don't have the funny little glitch or the funny little bug that unfortunately got patched out quite some time ago, but it is possible, and I think it was Leo that posted a clip on their YouTube channel a little while ago showing their team getting 100 eggs on Tornado, which is the maximum without the glitch. So they've got this map. They've got this map mode locked down. Will they get 100 eggs here? They might.
They might. It might go very, very close. And especially what these players like to see is that specials are not that useful on this wave, which means we'll see a huge wave 3 as well.
The only on this map, not so much. I agree with you, but yeah, here I was going to say there are a couple of specials that are really useful. Whale, because the only thing the whale will target is the crate, and it can kill it very quickly. And the other specials that are particularly very useful are lesser clearing specials. So Wave Breaker, Ink Strike, Reef, Booyah, they all have some utility here. But because we've got Clash Blaster, because we've got Tornado, because we've got Blob Blubber, we've actually got really good lesser clearing weapons here. But we do see from Snooze Button a Wave Breaker in the last 15 seconds to allow themselves some more safety to run those eggs without having any issue. Snooze Button, look at the egg difference between Snooze Button and Balanced Diet here. Snooze Button have practiced this mapper mode. They know what they're doing.
They have such a pile of eggs right there that they're throwing, but it's going to be 90-74. Huge.
Snooze Button.
10 eggs.
They missed 5, right? Because they're double. So there was only 5 eggs that Snooze Button didn't run there. You know, they almost capped out. That's how much they have practiced this mapper mode, and you can just see it there, how efficient their lesser clearing was, where they were moving to avoid having to spend the time to clear lessers as well is also something to factor in on this map. You know, very smooth, and well done to Snooze Button there.
Yeah, Snooze Button so close to perfection right there. That's buying them a huge lead going into wave number 3. As long as they don't make a mistake, they will take this game.
That is a huge lead for them there in wave 2. Balanced Diet have to do really well for this wave 3 to stand a chance at taking the point from them. Nice special use there. Killer Whale is a bit of an inconsistent special, but when it does work, it works really well at taking away spawns that you can't quite get to. Interesting strat just used there by the Clash Blaster and Balanced Diet. They sat themselves in the ink rail so that the flipper flopper would target someone else. So it allows the person with the Clash Blaster to run back for those statics, knowing that the flipper flopper won't be aggroed to them and, you know, stalled at a place far away. They ensured that flopper went to basket. You know, it's quite hard to talk about all the little optimizations these teams are doing because it goes so quick and we've only got 100 seconds per wave. But these players are making such good optimizations in all of their waves to ensure that the egg count is increased.
Yeah. And right now, it's Balanced Diet that's ahead in score, and they still have a lot of egg next to the basket. As long as they're able to get rid of that eel, they should make a huge score right there. But there's another eel!
Those eels by basket blocking them from hitting the 80 score. But Balanced Diet take wave 3. What is the final score here? 212 for Snooze Button to 202. That Tornado took it.
Tornado was just too big. Snooze Button optimizing that Tornado like it's nothing, being so close to perfection, buying them the shift. There's the scores. Yeah, 212 for Snooze Button, and like we said, that Tornado really did put them over the edge there. Yeah, that is point for Snooze Button, but Balanced Diet, in that wave 3, they were on fire. They had 10 more eggs than Snooze Button, and honestly, getting 10 more eggs on a day wave is pretty incredible for these two teams.
Yeah, and like those 2 ills right at the end were lured up to basket. So this is the thing with Bone Rattle Arena, like ills are particularly troublesome if they're allowed to wrap themselves around the basket like that, because you will die to that ill. You can't move through it. They just completely restrict your space, and so that definitely hindered their ability to put eggs in the basket right at the end there.
Yeah. Well,
Talking
we
about
are
eggs,
moving on. Mm-hmm.
it is 1-1.
Yeah, 1-1. We get to see more salmon running, Rachel.
Yes, we do. We get to see the next game, which is going to be on Salmonid Smokeyards.
Mm-hmm.
Am I correct? Yeah, it was Salmonid
Yes, it
Smokeyards.
is.
Yeah, and it's we've seen it already. We've seen it for some really good night waves. Hopefully, we'll see some day waves here, so we can show what the map is like when it's just on regular waves. But we'll see. We'll see.
I think we might see some day wave, yes. And yeah, on this map, it's again HLM. We'll see how these teams are able to do. And I think it's set weapons.
We got set weapons. What weapons do we have here? Oh, we have the paintbrush, the 52, the Dreadringer, and the Swiffer. This objectively quite a powerful comp here.
Yeah. Dreadwinger is one of the few weapons that I think should be buffed for Salmon Run because it does everything so well.
Dreadringer, I thought was bugged when they first released it because of how powerful it was. I was like, there's no way that's allowed, but no, that's the weapon. The only thing that you might struggle with is ink consumption because it is punishing to players that don't manage it well, but God, it's such a powerful weapon. And in a comp like this that is supported by paint and AoE and piercing, it will do very well.
Yeah, we'll see high X scores right there, starting on normal side. And yeah, the paintbrush can splat these fish sticks with ease without climbing it. And we already have the ground covered in eggs and everybody running them.
Yes, we don't have the best snatchers for this team. If the bosses were spawning from the right side, the snatchers would be helpful, but it looks like most of the bosses are spawning on the left side and the snatchers are left-sided, so it really means they have to focus on running those eggs before the snatchers take them away.
Yeah. Right now, Button getting rid of these stingers. They know they don't want these stingers while they run their eggs, especially since there was one on each side. Primatis falling down right there, trying to go for the stingers. That's going to force a Booyah Bomb for Snooze Button, who now are kind of scrambling to get the last egg in.
Yeah, and a bit of a struggle there at the end because of that stinger not being defeated because one player went down. Makes it a bit more risky. It looks like Balanced Diet are going to take wave 1 here with 70 eggs to 63. Both really well played.
That's a 7 eggs difference, and normally I'd say that's not much, but honestly between these teams, that's huge.
It is huge. It's a big difference for these teams. What have we got here? High Tide. High Tide is bit of a struggle on this map if you don't kill things quickly. Again, I think we spoke about this with spawning grounds. The High Tides variant of this map is so small that you have to be aggressive with your boss management. But if you're too aggressive, your eggs are killed. Your eggs are too far away from where you want them. We'll see what decisions these teams make. They seem to have stunned both these lids at the side, and now they're going for them here.
And one thing that decides High Tide on this map a lot is often your ability to move between the two islands. Because people don't realize it. Most people, when they play this game for the first time, only use the moving platforms by going on the platform, shooting the propeller, and then going forward with the platform. There are a million different ways to jump between these two islands using these platforms. And you always have to use the optimal one if you want to be good and have a good score right there. And Balanced Diet showing the Balanced Diet showing how stressful this map can be here. One player going down, the other player being targeted. The paintbrush is an exceptionally good weapon in Salmon Run, but you are slow and you are liable to run out of ink, so it's really important to not leave yourself in a position where you can be damaged like that. But this Balanced Diet playing exceptionally well this wave, even with that one death here, and it looks like they're taking the lead here with 10 eggs more, 12 eggs more than Snooze Button. Balanced Diet absolutely on fire right now. It's going to be rough on Snooze Button, going on to low tide.
Yes, just Just, you know, to point out, this is at hazard level max, and the total amount of eggs that these teams can get for wave 1 is 90, for wave 2 is 96, and for wave 3 here it's 105. So those are the maximum because there's no night waves here. Oh god, Snooze button taking an unfortunate death right at the beginning there. So ultimately, this is what these teams are aiming for. They're aiming for as many eggs as possible here with the regular day waves, and being able to optimize all those eggs, being able to get eggs from those fast static bosses is something that always takes more practice, and you know, is very hard to optimize. But again, these teams will make it look quite easy.
Yeah, they're simply dancing around. Balanced Diet getting 2 down. Rachel,
Wow.
Snooze button, who were behind, now have the opportunity to come back if they capitalize off of Balanced Diet being in difficulty right now.
Yeah, Balanced Diet taking 2 unfortunate deaths there. It does happen. It's the thing and the fun with Salmon Run is that it can just go from bad to worse so quickly.
Yeah.
1 death is all you need for the aggro to change, the bosses to focus on someone else. And if you're caught off guard by that, then yeah, you can really struggle getting back on your feet here. And you can see the egg difference between Balanced Diet and Snooze button here as we're climbing down the last 15 seconds. Snooze button are 20 eggs in front currently, which is absolutely insane. This may put them in the lead. This may make them win.
They need it. They need to win this, and oh my!
They have taken, what's that, 14 eggs more than Balanced Diet? I don't think that quite makes them win, but this will be extremely close, I think. I think they're going to throw this, and we can see.
Hi to Boris. Hi, Boris. Bye, Boris.
Bye, Boris. Is that 201 eggs?
Yeah, 2-1 for Snooze button and
206.
Oh, the wave 3 was rough for Balanced Diet, but they managed to pull through and stay on top of this game.
Balanced Diet had a really rough wave 3 there, and they almost lost that entire game because of it. This is how close these 2 teams are in terms of their scores. 1 bad wave is enough for you to only win by 5 eggs, when for the first 2 waves, Balanced Diet were up and away, doing, you know, having much more. Like you can see here, wave 1, 63 to 70, wave 2, 65 to 77. Balanced Diet had a huge lead, and then wave 3, they almost threw it away.
Almost, but not enough. And these teams reminding us that every wave matters, that every egg counts, and we are now 2-1 for Balanced Diet.
Yes, we are close. We're gonna see plenty of games. But the next game is on Sokai Station.
Yeah, Sokai Station. One of these rough map where each map has a different dynamic, and this map, what really throws people off quite often is the huge hill that you have in the middle of the map that keeps you from seeing most of the map while you play.
Yes, yeah, being able to navigate that huge spiral in the middle. Sokai suffers with the same problem that Marina's Bay suffers with, in that the basket is at the back of the map. It's not centralized like other maps. And so if you utilize the spiral too much, you end up stalling all the bosses on the beach and they don't move forward. But if you ignore the spiral, you ignore the statics. You can't see the statics. So you kind of have to take positions on the spiral to be able to see the map because it's blocked. It's tricky, especially normal tide at hazard level max.
Yeah, it's really the map where you hope a big shot is going to spawn on the beach so that you can run the X more easily.
Yes, I agree with you, but we're not going to see any big shots here because big shots don't spawn on high tide and they don't spawn for night waves.
Yep, it's going to go, and that's a very nice comp to start, especially for Goldie Seeking. We have a lot of DPS, Rachel.
Yes, we have the Swiffer and the Ballpoint, which are 2, I want to say, S-tier weapons in Salmon Run for various different reasons, but they're both so well. And The NZAP and the Junior here, just as bog standard painters with lots of turf and lots of bombs, are able to support their DPS. So we're going to see some high scores.
Yeah, especially on this map, finding the Goldie faster is going to allow him to get many, many more eggs, and it's not stopping. The second the Goldie is platted, they start opening the gushers. Here comes the Goldie again. I mean, there's eggs everywhere, but we're still firing the weapons.
One of the main things that you would have seen all these teams do, all 4 teams do, is that they will kill and kill and kill. Let the snatchers do some of the hard work, as you can just see Snooze button there. Perfect. But also not running some of these eggs until very late in the game, because it's more important for day waves rather than night waves that you want to create as many eggs as possible. You don't want to run close eggs until the last 10 seconds when you have the time. Snooze button are playing this very well.
Yeah, it's not stopping. One extra Goldie appearing right next to the basket was huge right there. Snooze button using the reef slider simply to clear out the fish and run more eggs right there. In the end, they're ahead by 10 eggs.
Wow, nice job. Nice job, Snooze button. I mean, we watched Snooze button the entire way, but very smooth, very calculated. They knew exactly what they were doing. Unsure why Balanced Diet were 10 eggs behind. Maybe they didn't use specials. Well, I didn't quite see.
Yeah, it's a small thing. You want to optimize, and I think Balanced Diet were able, Snooze button were able to simply open more.
Yeah, having that Squiffer open in gushers extremely quickly. As soon as the Goldie is dead, new Goldie found. And the high tide for Sockeye Station, there's only 1, 2, 3, 4 shoots, if I'm correct. So you can't go wrong. You know, it's a 1 in 4 chance you're going to get it right in the first time. So.
Yep. So many fish are spawning right there. It's really very much a DPS check. You have to constantly fire your weapon, make sure that you're constantly shooting at a fish, because otherwise you're getting overrun so fast.
Yes. Sockeye, there's issues we have with Sockeye normal tide, but Sockeye high tide can be so rewarding, because it's a small map, but there's lots of places to stand, lots of places to paint. And the bosses, the way they come in, you're able to get some insanely high scores here when played well, when the snatchers are optimized very well here. And we've got not the best snatchers here because they're spawning to the far left, so they won't be able to help with those far left spawns. But we should see some high scoring here, regardless of the 4 snatchers. And as we're coming into the final 20 seconds, we're seeing specials used on both teams to clear lessers to optimize for better egg running.
Yeah, both teams right now getting their last eggs. Balanced Diet a little bit in the lead right now, looking to get back from wave number 1, and it's working. Well, Snooze button is getting back 4 eggs difference in favor of Balanced Diet.
So we are close now, going into wave 3. I think wave 3 is normal tide, yes. We've got normal tide daytime, but with a Grizzco Stamper. So the Grizzco Stamper can shred through armor, does 1200 damage in a charge shot, can kill fly fish, but it can also shred through lessers extremely well. So again, we should see some high scores here, because you know, having a Grizzco weapon on your team, let alone a Grizzco Stamper, allows you to, you know, become way more efficient with your time.
Yeah, and this is where the specials matter a lot. There's no more reef slider for Snooze button right there. Having an extra reef slider could have allowed them to simply go through the whole way and get to the bosses faster. Now they have to go by foot. And there's 2 steel eels running at them. Very nice lure. Nobody's really damaged by these eels who are going to die to the Booyah Bomb now.
Yeah, very nice luring there and very good special use. Steel eels are probably one of the worst bosses to leave alive in multiple numbers for too long, because you can't move through them. You can only move through them in certain ways, but generally speaking, you'll die very quickly if you go anywhere near them. They've kind of got a bit of a janky hitbox, and you can't penetrate their bodies unless you're using something like a reef slider. there's quite a lot of eels on this wave type. This seems to be Eel City right now. But the teams are dealing with them really well. So the person who's got aggro of the eels is leading them away, and the other players are killing them, allowing them to be lured efficiently, but also not running the risk of dying to them.
We had such an eel trade for this whole wave. Right now, both teams cleaning up, getting the last eggs in. And Snooze Button is going to be on top. Oh, they lost a player.
They lost a player right as the last egg went in. I don't think we're going to count that as a DC because it was right at the end.
Yeah.
But they still take the game, I think. 213 eggs.
Mm-hmm.
213 eggs to 206.
7 eggs. 7 egg difference.
Not like it's so close, realistically, when you think about it. 7 eggs is nothing. I think it was wave 1 that decided that there, wasn't it?
Yeah, a lot in that wave 1 happened. Well, Snooze Button had an issue with their lobby, it seems. They'll be right back. And so we'll have a little bit of wait time. If we can get back to the map list. Oh yeah, they have to download the new room codes anyways.
I think they will have this one. They will have Sockeye because it's best of 7. But yes, they will need to download the following one.
That was Sockeye. We just saw Sockeye.
Yes. Oh no, we just played Sockeye. Yeah, you're right. Snooze Button took it. It's 2-2. Yeah, sorry. That DC and the lag in the last game threw me off. It made my brain lag.
Yeah,
so 2-2.
Yeah, 2-2 right now. Snooze Button getting back. These two teams are staying neck and neck. And now we're going on to Jamin Squid Salmon Junction. I don't know why I say Squid instead of Salmon. I call it JSJ usually.
Everyone calls it JSJ because who's got the time to say Jamin Salmon Junction every single time? Nobody's got the time to say that. We just say JSJ. And we've spoken about this before. JSJ, one of the best maps in the game because of the layout. It works so well for overfishing, especially high tide. The basket is at the back of the map, but it's central to the back of the map. And if you've got snatchers in the right position and you've got nice spawns all coming to basket, you get some nice big scores.
Yeah, nice big scores indeed. And also, as we saw previously, if you get rush, if you get these night waves, it can be very risky, both for rush and for grillers, and it can get you a lot of eggs for all of these night waves.
Oh yeah, we had rush, didn't we? We had rush. I remember.
We did have rush.
That was a bit of a shock to both teams, but I don't think we're gonna see. I don't think we're gonna see rush again. Hopefully not.
Yeah. I guess we are ready, and we'll send them the countdown now.
Yes.
Again, these teams. I mean, we are 2-2. Oh, this could go to a game 7, Rachel.
Yeah, it could go to a game 7. I'm excited for the potential to go to game 7. I want it to go to game 7.
Same. I want to see more. It's been such back and forth between these two teams. I want to see all the much how much they can optimize, and yeah, there's so much that can be done. And again, these teams, every game that they play is better than my best games. So
every single game is better than what you just do on a casual day. To be honest, when we watched those 2 games where they both teams got over 250, I was sitting there thinking 250 is my personal best, and these teams just did it.
Yeah, but Rachel, it's technically set seed, so it doesn't count.
That's true. That's true. We're just here for the content.
Yes, we are.
So I'm hoping both teams. Yes, here we go. Both teams loading in to hazard level max, Jamin Salmon Junction, and I think the first wave we're going to see is low tide day.
Ooh. And look at these weapons, Rachel. We have.
I remember this rotation.
A sploosh. That was a good rotation.
Commentator, again, is another weapon that I thought was broken on release. But it turns out, no, that's just a decamp. It does an insane amount of damage with its charge slash. But the way it's different to the Stamper and the Wiper is that its charge slash it's got a huge area of effect compared to the other two weapons.
Yeah.
So instead of things being lined up in a row, they're sort of horizontally. You're able to like hit and damage so many things, and AoE weapons are so busted in Salmon Run for your potential to multitask, hit many things at once, and then save on ink consumption, right?
Yeah, and with the Decapitator, all you need to do is stand in front of the fish and watch them die. You need to adjust your aim for the still heads, but other than that, this weapon is so easy. That's going to be a free fly fish thanks to the slamming lid. Thank you, lid. And Balanced Diet is now in a good position to make a lot of eggs.
With 30 seconds left, it looks like Balanced Diet have got the lead so far. But as we mentioned, you know, we don't always run eggs until the very last sort of 10-15 seconds. That's when the egg running really starts to ramp up, because there's no, I don't think we've spoken about this yet, no bosses will spawn after a certain amount of time. And so definitely, I can't remember the exact number, I think it's like 24 or 25 seconds, around then. Your last 20 seconds, you will have no bosses apart from lesser salmonids spawn if you've killed all of your bosses. Damn, this is close. Balanced Diet getting 80 eggs, able to run 8 more eggs than Snooze Button there.
Yeah, and as we've seen, these 8 eggs are big. These 8 eggs are a lot. We are now in normal type, and both teams are painting all the walls because that's what you need to do if you want to pass the way.
Normal tide. Jamming Salmon Junction is, when you see teams like these two teams playing them, you'll see how efficiently they lure bosses to the basket. Just like that, they were able to lure a Drizzler to the basket by standing far enough back.
Yeah.
Drizzlers have quite a huge area that they'll get aggroed to a person, so if you're within that area, you'll stop that Drizzler moving forward. And that's for any player, so having all 4 players instinctively know to back off, it's, you know, you won't find that in freelance.
Hey, these players know how to play in freelance as well. If you have any doubt, they're just good at the game. That's why they like to play with each other.
Balanced Diet have had a couple of deaths here. Have you seen that?
Oh yeah. That could give your Snooze Button the opportunity to get back into score. Get back in there, and with a few good fish right there. Very nice inkjet right on time for the 2 stingers. Ooh, well, the big miscoordination of the specials, I guess.
I was just about to say that. It looks like they doubled up on specials there for the same thing, which is a shame because that's sort of lost efficiency that one of those specials could be used for later. But still, they're doing really well, all things considered. And, you know, final 10 seconds here, we're seeing the egg running ramp up. We're seeing Snooze Button break 70 eggs. Balanced Diet breaking 70 eggs and only a 1 egg difference. That's insane.
Balanced Diet, despite losing a player in that way, they're able to keep the lead. Balanced Diet are showing us fire today. Now we get a tornado. We know how, I mean, it's Snooze Button that is to be feared on here.
Oh wow, we've got another tornado.
Yeah.
Interesting. Tornado on Jam and Salmon Junction is quite good as well. I would say, yeah, I would say Jam and Salmon Junction and Bone Rattle with the 2 best tornado maps, and maybe Marina's Bay as well. Actually, unironically, they're the 2 maps that you're able to get scores close to 100 due to the map layout and where the crates spawn as well. Oh, actually, Smokeyard is quite good for it as well. So I think this will be quite close, but we've seen Snooze Button win a tornado wave already. The potential for them to win another, we'll see.
We'll see, especially since every egg counts double. each optimization will get you 2 extra points right there. Balanced diet, getting the eggs in the basket. And one thing to note is that the last tornado that we saw was on wave number 1. This time it's on wave 3. There's a lot of specials left that can be used to bring more damage to get rid of all the lessons.
Yeah, and like the teams will definitely use their specials a lot more liberally now that it's wave 3. I mean, they have the sploosh here,
Yeah.
which is, and the decav, which are both extremely powerful, lesser clearing weapons, but specials are more quicker, so they'll definitely use both, all of their specials.
Alright, we're near the end. Snooze button have a lot of egg ready to be run, but a bit behind. Okay, they're climbing the score pretty fast now. We see every egg getting in. Both teams are neck and neck in this final wave. Snooze button, Balanced Diet. So close, but Balanced Diet 6 more points. That's 3 more eggs, and they're going to be ahead for this game.
Wow, they're just so close. I just love watching like these two teams play play Tornado so well.
Yeah, it's really on these games where it's only about simply running the eggs, but you see them using perfectly all their movement, all their ink management, all the while keeping track of every fish, making sure that they are not a danger, and running every single egg. 231 for Balanced Diet. Meanwhile, Snooze button with
218.
Oh.
Balanced Diet take this game. I can't remember what the final score is right now.
I think we're 3-2 for Balanced Diet now.
Oh really? Oh, so
Yeah.
this could be a tournament winning game for Balanced Diet if they take the next game.
Yeah, Balanced Diet could be your Snatch and Run champions very soon. It's going to be decided first by Spawning Grounds. Snooze button needing to win there.
Spawning Grounds being a decider for a tournament is well, we'll see. We'll see what we'll see what night waves we get for this one, if there is any.
Yeah. So it was it's going to be very rough right there. Spawning Grounds, again, as we said, it's a rough map, it's a complex map that punishes you, and we've seen teams kind of struggle to get control over the statics that spawn all around the map, and the snatchers decide where they want to go, deciding which part of the map you will ignore for that whole wave.
Yes. Yeah, it's just going to be so much more important now in the final game. Snooze button really need to win this game. They really need to not let Balanced Diet take the win here.
Come on, give us a game 7, Snooze button.
Yeah,
please.
we want that. We're not cheering for anyone. We're impartial. We just want more Salmon Run. That's what we're big fans of.
Yes, we do. And we get more Dreadwinger action, this time with a shot and a squeezer with a pencil to round it up.
I love this comp. I mean, I'm not a big fan of the squeezer, but the pencil dread and splatter shot are all excellent weapons, and I think they all complement each other so well. One's a charger with range, one's an AoE slusher that can, damage things so well, and obviously your splatter shot, I think, is the best shooter. Your bog standard shooter that does everything. Yeah. The squeezer is just there for fun. It's just you just need a fourth player. But the squeezer's hold in PvP is not the same in Salmon Run.
Yeah, it's kind of rough to use, honestly. You really need to use its double modes to its best potential if you want to make this weapon any good. Right now, Snooze button doing exactly that already. Getting past quota, we're not halfway through the game, Rachel.
No. And what's interesting here is we're not at hazard level max here. We're at 270-ish%, if I remember correctly. So we're not seeing like the absolute difficulty, like, the cap of difficulty here. We're slightly under that cap, which tells me that we're going to get some night waves, I think.
I think wave 2... I think wave 2 is going to be very interesting, Rachel, if I remember correctly. Right now, Snooze Button dodging the flipper flopper, not letting themselves getting splatted by it. We're in the last 15 seconds, and both teams know that it's time to run as many eggs as they can. Past the 50 points mark for both teams, and Snooze Button a bit ahead right there, but they're also ahead on the clock. That's going to be 66 for them. Meanwhile, Balanced Diet getting back to the 60 mark, 63, Rachel.
Balanced Diet. I thought they were going to get less than that. I'm actually impressed they got 63 there. I didn't see where the eggs were coming from. So Snooze Button are only 3 eggs up at the minute, which we know is not a lot. And this wave 2. Oh, it's fog. It's low tide fog. Yeah, this is going to be very good.
So this is the lowest difficulty in all the seeds that we've scouted for this tournament. This is the lowest difficulty that made it through, because low tide fog is such a rare and interesting map to have. Oh, and there's big shots coming right away.
Oh my god.
Chaos.
Wow. So they've given you a nice code in terms of egg collection, but wow, they start off the wave with, is that 3 big shots spawning immediately, or was it 2?
I think it's
that is
2.
That's you know, we're not letting these players off easy. We've got to make it difficult. You know, we've got to make them work for those big eggs. Yep. I do know the maximum number of eggs possible in this seed for this wave. Give me a minute. Is 106. And so the goldies, they're random, but in a set seed like this one, they will always produce the same amount.
Yeah.
So they'll always be, like, the way in which they spawn, they'll either have 1, 5 or 10, and it will be exactly the same for both teams. There's no RNG anymore. There used to be, but it got patched out, and so all the goldies will now have the same amount of eggs. So that ensures another level of fairness here.
And fog is always decided by your ability to kill the goldies as close to the basket as you can. That's exactly what we're seeing right now from both teams. Just a pile of egg right there. You need to run it, Balanced Diet, go it as fast as you can. Snooze Button is so much ahead. Wait, how much you say the max was? How much did you say the max was?
106. Snooze Button only missed 9 eggs there.
What? Yeah.
That's crazy.
That's insane. What a fog.
I think we're definitely seeing a game 7, which is amazing. Snooze Button played excellently there. They didn't seem to struggle with any of the spawns there, where I saw Balanced Diet were having a bit of issues with those big shots there. I don't think they were too quick to kill them, and they paid for it later on in the wave. Snooze Button had a lot more safety there. So we just need Snooze Button to hold their composure here and get a high score.
Yeah, especially it was Snooze Button running the eggs much earlier than Balanced Diet did. Balanced Diet had all the eggs on the ground at the end, but they were not able to run them. They were a bit too far away from basket, which allowed Snooze Button to pull through. But right now we're in the chaos of high tide on this map. If things spawn onto the grates, you can be in trouble incredibly fast.
Yes, Snooze Button sitting comfortably with a big lead, but Balanced Diet could still take it. If things go wrong for Snooze Button, it can all fall apart, and so we're watching sort of there's 3 fly fish on the map, one in the dreaded hell position on the far grates with stingers. This code is not easy. Snooze Button taking an unfortunate death here. This is the risk with high tide on this map. You know, one slap from a chum and you're off the map into the water, and that wastes 5 to 10 seconds. And last 20 seconds here.
One death on the Dreadwinger means so much less damage right now. Snooze Button needs to get back in there. Balanced Diet is a bit ahead in terms of eggs. Both teams running as much as they can. We are so close again, Rachel.
It looks like Balanced Diet have just edged. Well, I say just edged. That's 6 eggs, but I don't think it's enough. I don't think it's enough.
Yeah, we believe that Snooze Button got in wave number 2. I'm not sure right now. That's 238 against 231. We are getting a game 7.
That is so close. Do you see the way that Balanced Diet was so close on Snooze Button's tail there? They were able
Yeah.
to win wave 3, but it was just that wave 2 that was done so much better for Snooze Button that kept them in the lead and gave them a comfortable amount of egg sort of distance that allowed them to make a few mistakes, which they did. And, you know, Balanced Diet unable to capitalize that to get as many eggs as possible. But yes, we are seeing game 7 in the final. Snooze Button free, Balanced Diet free. This will be the deciding game. Very exciting.
And look at the maps. They've been taken in order. Balanced Diet, Snooze Button, Balanced Diet, Snooze Button. It's been searched back and forth, and it's always a few eggs away between these two teams right there. So many fish have been slayed, and we've seen Balanced Diet losing despite only having one single death. That's the power of having a better fog that allows Snooze Button to pull through.
Yeah, that fog was played so well. What did we say? They only missed 9 eggs, I think, in total, or something crazy. Yeah, very, very well played by Snooze Button there, and I'm curious to see how these guys play in the final. I've just had a look at the codes that we're getting from the final, and it's going to be very, very interesting.
Yeah, I mean, these teams will make it interesting. Not Sokai Station. We're back to this big spire in the middle of the map, to having to dance around. And I mean, depending on whether do you know if we're getting days or nights? Just
We are getting both.
oh,
I think. I can't
okay.
remember. We are getting. I can't remember. I think we are. I don't know actually. So.
Well,
it's a
we're about
surprise.
to find out.
No, there we go. I've got it here. We'll see. Well, I won't ruin the surprise. I've just read it.
Okay.
I won't ruin the surprise, but it's going to be very interesting. I like this as a final game for both of these two incredibly talented and well-performing team. They've both played so well throughout this tournament, able to take the first round, going into the final with really strong scores. Regardless of what happens here, this is crazy. It's
we're about to know who is your Snatch and Run champion in about 500 golden eggs. So get ready for the ultimate action. The early splat on the Drizzler. You don't want to let this Drizzler spy their torpedo. That rain is so annoying, so don't let them do so. Right there, they lured the rain away from the shore. They lured it onto the sea to make sure that there's no rain for them. They can move around. Very nice opening by Balanced Diet.
Yeah, little optimizations like that you don't often see, but being able to force the Drizzler to shoot its torpedo elsewhere, just, to remove the risk of having your ink and your turf taken away. It's one less thing to worry about, if none of you guys are able to shoot it down. This is a very interesting comp. Have we seen here? We've got an ink brush. We've got a lot of ink brush haters, I know. This weapon is seen as quite difficult in Salmon Run because its damage is just not great, and it's it's not a very accessible, friendly weapon if you can't mash very much. So it can cause a lot of issues here, but I think we're seeing both teams play this weapon very, very well.
Especially since Salmon Run is usually a game of stamina. Right now we're watching sprints between these two teams who are playing just 7 games, but usually these teams, they play for hours and hours without stopping. And having a
I was going to say, after this, they're all going to be playing the Grizzco with golden rotation on grounds.
Yeah.
You can make sure of that. Gosh, look at the difference in egg count here. I was not expecting this. Balanced Diet caught up. Snooze Button with a 7 egg lead currently.
7 more eggs for Snooze Button. We know Balanced Diet can come back. They've shown their ability to come back before, and it's going to be on low tide this time.
Yes, and this was a random weapon rotation. So it had the Recycle Brella, the Squiff and the Machine, and then one random weapon. And so in wave 1 we had the Ink Brush, and now we've got, I think it's the Blaster. Yeah, it's the regular Blaster. which is valuable here because it provides some AoE. I mean, I know you get AoE with the machine, but a blaster AoE is much nicer.
Yeah, you don't need to miss the fish in order to get the AoE effect.
And we're already starting with lots of big shot spam, as usual. Snooze button clearing the big shots very, very quickly. And oh, have we got another one? No, I stand corrected. They've come back, and so they're currently dealing with them. I can see an inkjet being used to get rid of the big shots there. Yeah. Big shots. One of the things to consider with big shots is they have 1200 HP. They take up quite a lot of your time. Yeah. And it puts you out of position far away from the basket. And if you die over there, you're a big risk to your team there in terms of productivity and egg running. So it can be really difficult talking about that. Balanced diet taking a splat there. One player down. They've only just made quota here, whereas Snooze button are looking very comfortable.
Yeah, this is looking very good for Snooze button right there. And with that splat on the flipper flopper right by the basket, this is huge. Snooze button is looking to make a huge score. Balanced diet are coming back, getting eggs as well in. We'll see how it goes. With both teams are getting back 52 for 251. Balanced diet are 56 to 51.
Balanced diet got a few extra eggs there in the final couple seconds, even though they were a player down, but so was Snooze button. And so it all comes down to wave 3, which is a regular high tide. And I just want to stress that being able to, not a high tide, a normal tide, sorry. And I just want to stress that being able to play normal tides very well is a really important part of Salmon Run, and being able to optimize it really is the bread and butter of Salmon Run, the true definition of skill here. So yeah, seeing how these teams work with regular spawns, with regular weapons, I think it's a really nice way to end.
Yeah, very nice indeed. Balanced diet fighting as much as they can. Everything on the line in this game. The Slosher destroying every fish right there. That Slosher as a random weapon. It's not an easy one. And Balanced diet losing a player right there. Meanwhile, Snooze button with 3 players around the cannon right there are getting a lot of eggs in.
This Slosher has been dead for quite some time. That's quite an unfortunate loss of time there. The Slosher is a good weapon in Salmon Run. It got buffed early on in Splatoon 3's lifespan. It didn't used to do as much damage, and now it does a bit more damage. But still, being down by a big shot cannon on your own and taking that death is tough. And if you look at Snooze button's screen right now, they have a much more comfortable looking screen with a much better egg total. Unless Balanced Diet can pull this back, it looks like it's going in favor of Snooze button right now.
Yeah, Snooze button had to play a little bit of that one level from single player, though, and that's going to cause them. They lose one to the big shot. They're going to be slow at running eggs. Both teams have to jump around these waves. But with 70 to 59, Snooze button are going to be your Snatch and Run champions.
And we're being held in Kohazuna purgatory because we can't see the final score yet. I want these teams to throw this very quickly so we can see.
Yeah, they want to play it.
Snooze button playing.
Oh, they're playing. They know it's the last game. They don't care anymore.
How many eggs did Balanced Diet get? I can't see because their screen is blocking. It's one something.
It's one something. His burden are simply destroying that. I mean, if you had any doubt, they're good at more than simply running eggs into the basket. They can run eggs into the bosses as well.
So, Balanced Diet got 171. I think, and it might not be a shock here, but I think the win goes to Snooze button here when they are done with their Kohazuna.
Yep. And that would be that would be 13 scales for Snooze button if it wasn't a team.
We finally got to see a king kill right at the end, and I think it was more of a celebration for Snooze Button.
Yep.
184 eggs. They win by 13 eggs. Not even that much difference, I think. 13 eggs. Congratulations to Snooze Button.
Yeah.
Taking the victory. And if I recall, the last time we did this, it was a balanced diet win, wasn't it? So now,
Yeah.
Snooze Button can say, we've won a tournament against balanced diet, although I think they already have. But, you know, no other tournament exists outside of Snatch and Run as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, and that was Snatch and Run 1 for you. That was incredible. Both of these teams. Let's see that final score. 5,000 power eggs for Snooze Button. I mean, they played the king. That's why they have much more power eggs.
But commiserations to Balanced Diet. You guys played exceptionally well, and a huge shout out to our other two teams who were knocked out in the semi-final. Thank you guys so much for joining us with this invitational Snatch and Run. It's been fantastic. Huge shout out to Dapple Productions for helping us get this event up and running, you know, like hosting it on their channel. And a huge shout out, I just want to say, for the people working behind the scenes, Whack, Chazzy, and all the people that tested scenario codes with them. Huge thank you for your time and energy spent on doing this tournament. There are your winners: Snooze Button, Leo, Prim, Soul, and Sadface. Congratulations, guys. Well played.
Yeah. 4 incredible gamers, and we had 16 Salmon Runners showing us the best Salmon Run you can play. That was incredible. We had such a banger time, Rachel.
I've had a really fun time. It's been really fun being able to commentate Salmon Run. I haven't been able to explain as much as I would like because the games go so quick, but you know, come back for Snatch and Run 2 eventually, and maybe we'll talk about more.
Yeah, and Rachel, if I want to learn more about Salmon Run, I don't know. Plug yourself. Where can I get good tips and tricks for every weapon and maps, Rachel?
SalmonRun.inc.
Yeah, but there's also one YouTube channel that you should plug right now.
You should also join the Overfishing server. You should also check out, I will, Pat, don't worry. You should also check out SalmonRun.inc. You should also check out all the other players that have played today. I don't have enough time to shout them out, but a lot of them are on Twitter, Blue Sky, YouTube, and Twitch. A lot of them stream, and a lot of them post content. So if you want to see high scores, strats, do that. If you're more inclined to listen to me yap about freelance, then check out my channel at Rachelski. But this isn't about me. This is about the players in this tournament. So please show them all the love. Subscribe to their YouTube channel, follow them on Twitch, and follow them on social media.
Yeah, they were incredible, and we've had a wonderful invitational to show you today. That was a Salmon Run invitational. We are now going to raid our cousins at IPL who are doing a PvP invitational. It's going to be Proving Ground. So thank you so much for watching. It has been such a blast to watch these players destroy all the fish in front of them. We'll see you in the next one. Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye, guys.